All right, I think we'll be able to shoot through this pretty quick. So that's kind of a better angle of the deadly wound to the right eye symbology in Sicario, which meant hitman, which was also begins with the movie about explaining the name refers to the zealots in Houston. In Houston. Really? How did that like just did I combine Houston? I don't even know what that was. Let's try it again. Um, Sicario, the movie opens up explaining that it was a word that meant those that were like snipers that would go around and they were Jews that would kill snipers of those that were kind of coming to take over the Holy Land. I think during the the Crusades. I think that's how it explained it at the very beginning of the movie. And then it says in Mexico, it's simply referred to as hitman. So, and that's what the wolf was. The central figure of the movie, of course, was Benicio del Toro. This movie was all about him. The whole operation was about him to go and get revenge on the family that killed his family. And at the end of the movie, it ends with him and her as he is the wolf, which of course there was the wolf in the movie. Oh, how come I can't think right now? Quentin Tarantino movie. Pulp Fiction. The wolf came in and was the cleanup. He cleaned up the mess. So if Trump makes a mess with the deadly wound, then the wolf full moon comes up and cleans up that. In other words, the wolf new moon or full moon would clean up the mess. So the deadly wound, I just love today. Today's Tuesday. It's the rebirth of the sun. Who knows? It's 12/22, 2021. You got 20, 21, 22, and 12. All in that date. And it's right now at midnight. And it is Wednesday, the train wreck day. So, and I'm not going to hate Thursday. Nope, not one bit. I think by Friday and Saturday, I'll be slacking way off. Sunday is the halfway point between the wolf full moon and the solar eclipse. Maybe pick things back up around the 30th, 31st. But then waiting on my big day, January 2nd. But I think I might have a new big day, which for a span of about 2 days, 3 days, was my big day when I discovered it through the Florida Gator stuff, the 15th. Because we're going to show you the Bane right eye holding up the mask with the right eye is at 1 hour, 15 minutes into the movie. It says 1:15, which goes right back to the two Gator quarterbacks this year, number 5, number 15, or the Florida Gator player known as the Chosen One, who is in the transfer portal. Get it? He's in the transfer portal. Jacob Copeland. He once had number 15, then moved it to number 1, which stands for 115. So as Michael is really big on the 8th, which is right in the middle of the 2nd and the 15th, I'm super big on the 2nd and the 15th. And after those, I got to really move all the way to the Chinese New Year, New Year's Eve, that kind of that January 31st. I will tell you that thing I shared with y'all when I was really paranoid about something going down, sudden change on the 21st. Those were 52-day increments when my horrid event took place on October 21st. And then what took place with my son, the whole Jerry Springer thing on January 12th. I mean, December 12th. Those are 52 days apart, and you add 50, the next 52 days does fall on Groundhog Day, which was my divorce date. And 52 was my marriage number, as 51 was my original first wife. Me. Okay. I'll tell you something else that's pretty strange. That was my original marriage number. My first wife's first 3 digits sit right in the heart of it. But first marriage is 51. Second marriage was 52. That was to her 88. And they were 52 days apart when I had some just unbelievable events take place. Well, the next 52-day increment would land on Groundhog Day, which is my divorce date, which is all about the 52 and the 88. So, I mean, things are just, they're just heating up, but we just don't know how, when, where. And I bring my own stuff into it because my own stuff seems to have always pointed to this. I don't mean to be narcissistic or myopic. I think if you walk around by yourself in your house or your apartment or in your drive to work, your thoughts are constantly myopic. They're constantly to yourself, about yourself, how everything relates to you, your boss, your wife, your kids, your husband, let's just say your spouse, your children, your grandchildren, your job, your coworkers, your boss. Everything is me, me, me. You just don't realize it. So I just share this stuff with you because I just see it. So we try to bring it together to try to figure stuff out. And Groundhog Day just seems to be something that's pretty enormous and pretty massive. So we got the right eye there, and that's the end of that clip. Now, Michael told us that you know who, our favorite AC will hold a news conference on January 6th at Mar-a-Lago, which I tell you stands for Marshall, and it begins with LA. What's that word that goes with Marshall that begins with LA? LAW. And I know it stands for something in Spanish, blah, blah, blah. I think that that's what that stands for, though. I mean, because that's what goes into effect when he goes down. And so thank you, Michael, for sharing that with us. So that really points to, I mean, if that starts getting everybody stirred up, they could set up for Michael's date of January 8th, assuming he doesn't go down on the 2nd, when Donnie Darko went down, because January is a Donnie Darko month overlay of October 1988, if you're new to the channel. Donnie died on October 2nd in the movie. So this January 2nd is a new moon, which in their world is when you would start something. The full moon is when it comes to a culmination, and that would be the wolf full moon. So if he goes down on the 2nd, which is my favorite date, only because of Donnie Darko, strictly because of Donnie Darko. Go back to that iPet goat. She is sad before the apple falls. which makes you think it's before New Year's or at New Year's Eve or something. So if you're going by iPet Goat, you really go by that. If you go by Donnie Darko, you're going to have to go by January 2nd. If you're going to go by the Dark Knight Rises, we're going to show you today, you have to go by the 15th. So each sort of give you a different hotspot. And I am open to showing me that Donnie Darko gives a different hotspot, or that the Dark Knight Rises gives a different hotspot, or that iPet Goat gives a different hotspot. And the only other hotspot I would suggest is the Chinese New Year, because she's wearing the tiger jacket when he grabs her shoulder and blows the New Year's Eve blower, as he is representing the Day of the Dead. Excuse me. It's horrible. I want to make sure, you know, what that was there before I clicked it. So Baron Saturday, this 29th of January is that Saturday. And I just really like, another thing about the 31st or New Year's Eve of the Chinese New Year is that it is in succession of the portal over to the wolf full moon. When is that new moon? It is the 1st, I think. Yeah. To get up on some moon phases here. But if we key in January, it is the last of the waxing. I mean, of the waning. It's the very end. So you get a new moon on the 1st. Right after New Year's Eve. I mean, it's like 12:49 a.m. it says. And that's in my area code. So I think it's the 31st in the GMT time. I think they always go backwards, if I'm not mistaken. And that full moon is on the 16th. The square takes place on the 8th. So anyway, let's get on with it. Let me pause for a second, make sure where I'm at. He says, I have made an observation I'd like to share regarding the palm's symbolism. Are you familiar with the apostate church has for some time compared Trump to Jehu, the one who killed Jezebel. Okay. Anyway, we know La Palma and the Canary Islands is connected to coming events. Yes, yes, yes. Or at least they're sure pointing us in that direction. But all the predictive programming surely leans to it. Interestingly, the Canary Islands are not named for a bird, but really means Isle of Dogs. Wow, this is fascinating research, Jamie. Thank you. Well, Jezebel was eaten up by dogs with only her skull and the palms of her hand remaining. Unbelievable. Currently, the false churches have been invoking the spirit of Jehu to bring down Jezebel. Hilarious. I think Jehu represents the false light of the AC, and that's good take. And the AC and the Jezebel is openly the outrageous evil being shown on purpose. Yep. Left-right paradigm. Anyway, well, but yeah, I mean, they're meant to, what they're doing is they're showing us that nothing in this world works. Bill Maher, who used to be total left, and the left could do no wrong, and he made fun of the right, he now makes fun of the left too. So they're showing you that nothing is working, that everything is breaking down. Anyway, I found it interesting and believe it is connected. Nice work. And they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull in her feet and the palms of her hand. Elijah's prophecy was fulfilled. Dogs shall devour the flesh of Jezebel, and the carcass of Jezebel shall be like dung on the ground. Well, Trump is Year of the Dog also. Series The Dog Star. So that none will be able to say this was Jezebel. Sorry for such a lengthy comment. Can you understand what I'm saying? Yes, I can. Just read it all in video. Thanks so much. Great info. Great take on it all. Yep, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. She said Benicio del Toro movie Wolfman. He was in a movie Wolfman? No way. You're making that up. Benicio del Toro in the movie Wolfman.
The Wolfman is a 2010 movie directed by Joe Johnston, starring Benicio del Toro, Anthony Hopkins, and Emily Blunt.
Shut up. And Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt, Sicario. What? 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 I'm sorry. I had to share that back on Facebook because I put that 2-minute, 22-second video on there where same one I showed y'all. I think I put it on my other channel. So I was just told that Benicio del Toro and Emily Blunt were both in a movie, The Wolfman. Now watch this again. Right? I mean, now, right? So, I mean, wow, Jamie. I mean, like, wow. All right. So we just read that one and that one, and that one and that one. Jaw dropper, mic drop in time. I mean, I'm just like, what? Michael said, this video is your finest. The proof cannot be denied by anyone with the truth of God. Thank you, Michael. Good stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that was the Trump Antichrist 36. So my Trump Antichrist series, it's 56 videos deep on the archives, but not all of them were called Trump Antichrist. And then you came over to my new channel, Telling Truth 2, and I just kept the series going, so it's back on a playlist. Well, I think over here I only had like 34, 35. And I was like, all right, so what's the next one? And I was like, are you kidding me? It's 36, the triangular number for 666. So is that just a sign from the Lord that we're that close? I don't know. It says 12/29. What if it's the 29th of December? Remember, I came up with that date the other day. Why did I come up with that date the other day? Oh, because the Dark Knight, 718, the Dark Knight Rises, 720, iPad Goat, 727. So the iPad Goat, if you keep going through that progression, 12/29 would be the day he goes down. if you're going by that numerical tracking. Now, obviously, we will be looking very, very hard at July 18th as the date when he goes down, if nothing has happened by then. And then we will be looking extremely hard at August 17th, if nothing has gone down. And we'll get into why that is. But I'm humbled, so thank you, my friend. Can't spell. It's not two M's. Idiot. Fifth Avenue comes to, and here he goes. This is our guy. Bruce Wayne, White Rabbit, Holy Mary, The Godfather, Don, the boss. Don, you know, it's what, October 10, which that is our transfer portal date. October 10 of Donnie Darko. The 10th was when he went and talked about time travel to his teacher, his science teacher. Um, 8 and 8 and red balloons for the 99 Luft balloons. So thank you, Michael, for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The architect for Trump Tower inaugurated on 11/30/1979. Was named Der Scoot. Very German, isn't it? 110 in simple gematria. And both of the twin towers. Oh, the twin towers were each 110 stories. Golly, we cannot forget how strong the transfer portal date of Fansville, of everything, of him going down on that Monday, January 10th. I mean, you just can't. I don't know. That's a strong date, January 10th. The transfer portal date itself, 121 days from 9/11. So anyway, Der Scott comes to 110 in simple gematria. And he built Trump Tower, or the architect of it. And in gematria, thank you, Michael, for your research here. I put Michael on another assignment too. Lucifer Safin, who's the bad guy in the movie responsible for killing Bond. And I just put him on a new assignment. Nanobots are what killed Bond, or Heracles was the name of the project of what the nanobots technology and all that was. So I asked Michael to gematria that also. But Lucifer Safin comes to January 12th, which portals back to Michael's January 8th. February 4th, Great American Eclipse, which the Great American Eclipse, that is the August 21st of 2017. That makes an X across America. And of course, April 8th, that makes an X across America, 2024. Super blood moon. I don't know when we have a super moon that's also a blood moon. We do have a super moon on Trump's birthday this year. 4 blood moons and Napoleon Bonaparte. Thank you, Michael. That's good stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. This is something I left off. Well, I got a little carried away and I didn't follow through. We'll end with that. we will end with that. Let's get over to some things from Sicario. Here's your August 17th. Well, let's do this one. What's very strange is that in both The Dark Knight Rises and in both Sicario, I'm sorry, in both The Dark Knight Rises and in both No Time to Die, there are walking on ice cracking scenes. No Time to Die versus The Dark Knight Rises. Exactly the scene in The Dark Knight Rises. Ice. Walking out onto the ice to save your life, and the ice cracking and you're falling through. No Time to Die versus The Dark Knight Rises. Of course, she falls in and he ends up saving her. Ice cracking scene, Dark Knight Rises. Cracked ice bat symbol. Dark Knight Rises, they walk out onto the ice. Now, everybody went to their death on that except the commissioner toward the end when Batman came out and saved them. So what they're showing you is that Batman and Safin are the same, and that's what they show you in these movies, is that they're mirror images of each other. Like Trump is Bane and Batman. That they are the yin yang of themselves. They are the white and the black checkerboard floor of themselves. And their world is, we all are evil, we all are good. Just take the good with the evil, you know. Embrace it. Embrace your inner evil, embrace your inner good. That's why they do a lot of charity work. And yet they're also nefariously killing people. Like Bill Gates, Mr. Charity. You know, they're all about charity. Charity, charity, charity. So that's them out there on the ice. Batman comes out there to save them on the ice, just like Safin ended up saving her on the ice. Now there's your 817, which was the exact same thing we got. We got 817 again with the 88 license tag, but when I clicked over to 817, it was that it had Trump's birthday on it. And then the car rolls through and has an 88 on the tag. Now that's when I clicked forward, like it went from, like, you know, you can click through the chapters on your Blu-ray or 4K movies or any DVD. When I clicked from 7 out of 17 to 8 out of 17, when I clicked forward, the first second was 4/6/14, which is Trump's birthday. And again, it's got the 817. And I don't know if that 17 is for the wolf full moon and he goes down on January 8th, like Michael is saying. Right? Could be. It's event 201 is the length of time of Sicario. Sicario was about event 201. As we could see, her right eye, she had right eye symbolism twice in the movie, at the very beginning and then later on in the movie. She had right eye wound symbolism twice. And remember when we went back over the Dark Knight Rises and we showed the frame, it was like 817 when Bane was holding the mask with the right eye, and it was frame 817. Well, 8 out of 17. I'm going to click to the next frame here, and it's going to show 817. At the time, it's going to flip over to 4614 or 4614, which is Trump's birthday. Do it. And then the license tag's just do it in the back of that vehicle, 88887. Instead of hitting the click, I hit fast forward instead of hitting the next chapter. Wrong button. They're right next to each other. 2, 3. Go. Boom. Pop. 4614. And you click it. See it? Went to 416 and chapter 8. See it flip? When I flip chapter. So there we go. Then the vehicle rolls up. To 460 down. That car was like 88 on the top. 3887. Wait a second. That was a B. Might have been a B. Car was like, I think it's a B. 88. Oh, it looks like an 8. I don't know. Looks like 88. Okay. I won't be giving out false information on y'all. I think it's a B. Unless they're trying to, do the old, the B stands for the 8 or something, but that's a B, y'all. But we did get the 614 again at that 817. Now, again, this stuff could just be a coincidence. Could totally be a coincidence. So I don't want to spend too much time on that. This is what I do want to spend time on. Let's get rid of the 817 per se. It is again at 817. It landing at 614 could have been a coincidence. But this whole deadly wound, when he goes down in the Dark Knight Rises, it's at 115, which gives us that 15 date, January 15th, which is all about the Florida Gators, which is all about the Antichrist Florida Gators. If he didn't go down now, yeah, I was saying, if he doesn't go down now, we're really going to have to look hard at that August 17th day. That might be when Sirius the Dog Star Rises this coming year. I don't know. Gotta look hard at August 7th. So commentary, fair use commentary. So we're getting close to the scene where about to show us the right eye. Right there. There's your right eye wound. Did I have trouble like spotting this at the right time? But it's at that 115 mark, like then it said 37 seconds. There's 115:45. $47, $40. So it's in that 115 range. It's telling you January 15th in the movie. Right there. There it was. 115:15. Yep. So it does fall into that 1:15 for January 15th. So we got to get high on that. We got to get high on that 15th date. Because it's 2 days before the full moon. It does portal back to the 5th, and the following day was the crazy day at the Capitol. And we all know the day after is going to be a crazy day. So the dates we're really strong on in January would be the 2nd, the 5th, the 8th, the 10th, the 12th, the 15th. And then after that, I guess the 21st for 121, which is why we like the 12th. And it comes up in gematria a lot. I think it just came up tonight, what we read. And then we really start to push for the very end of the month on like the 31st. 2 or 3 days before Groundhog Day. The one when I fast forwarded it was, well, you saw it. It had Trump's birthday on it, 6/14. Let's continue through your comments. I think we got them all. Oh my gosh, 153 is October 8th. That's my birthday. Please tell me what is 153 fish. 153 fish, in my opinion, stands for the church, because they were told to go gather, and that's what they gathered. So there's actually a literal number on it, which is the 17 is the triangular number of it, of 153. So, yep. Oh, but your name is Jesus is coming. I will tell you, Jesus does not come until after the Great Tribulation. So glad you're here, though. Stick with us. Go to my Telling Truth Archives channel, click playlist, and go down to Tribulation is, or Rapture is post-tribulation. It's a playlist. In my playlist at Telling Truth Archives. That is at Telling Truth Archives. Click playlist. And Rapture is post-tribulation proof. It's 5 videos deep. We're going to close out then with a video I made, put on my other channel. Ended up doing it in a 70-minute video, but I really only wanted to show you this. But I keep it simple. And of course the game, and I detail, or at least over time of, you know, Spurrier on their 7th. Go Gators. So he says go Gators, and of course, Barjun always overstates. You know, Barjun, he always overstates things. So in the movie The Devil's Advocate, Donald Trump's name is mentioned right after they talk. Barjun always overstates things. Donald Trump was supposed to be here. This is Advocate. This is what I left straight out of Revelation 9:11. Apollo 9:11. Apollyon. Apollo. Fascinating. And his chariots used for educational purposes. I mean, once you watch my understand, you know, or just go through the Donald Trump Antichrist here, just go through part 36, the last one we just did, Donald Trump the Antichrist, and then go watch Devil's Advocate. You won't feel the same anymore about this earth. It'll pull you out of the world. Those movies will pull you out. They're dark. You'll feel, sheep will feel the darkness. You'll feel the darkness. That's honest. That's upon us right now. It's a heavy weight, Mystery Babylon. I'm telling you, it's a heavy weight. It hits us all in different areas. Y'all can tell with me, it's like that fear of them coming to scoop me up. because I'm like the point man for all this, and I'm all over my social media, and I live in a county where we got the Red Devils and the Blue Devils, two different football teams, red and blue. They're both called Devils. I live in a huge county. And they all know who I am. And so for others, it's like, I got a wife and kids. How am I going to protect us all during these end times? You know, it's just, there's something heavy weighing on all of us from Mystery Babylon. It's a heavy weight, you know, but the Holy Spirit is the comforter. It removes that fear. And what really helps remove the fear, I'll tell you what helps me is doing the daily Bible studies. Just staying in his word. Because that's what really, that's where we get our good feelings from, I guess I should say. I declare fair use for educational.
Exactly.
Trump's penthouse. This is his.
You look down.
In the Ghostbusters movie, On Our Own theme song with Bob. And Ghostbusters was about the tower. It was about the tower. You see there are two. We know what those stand for. I think it's Joaquin and Boaz or something like that. They're twin pillars. You know, Lord of the Ring, Fellowship of the Ring, which is their fellowship, their brotherhood or sisterhood. And then the two towers, which are the twin trumps. And then, of course, the return of the king. It's all about bringing back the Antichrist to rule the earth. And there's their tower, which, of course, Trump showed you was his Trump Tower. That's what they were showing you. But it's him. I mean, this is the official. Trump pops out and they look up at his tower. It's the official Ghostbusters music video. So in the movie, it was about an evil tower. Well, guess who comes out of Trump Tower? I mean, we laugh because it's just so in your face. But there's going to come a time we're not going to be laughing. We're going to be like, lights are out, no food, pandemonium. Earthquakes, all for this guy. And they go all the way up the tower. And in the long version, we show what those bushes are right there, the 6 by 6 by 6 bushes, the divine feminine. All right, anyway, excellent stuff. Jamie, Michael, thank you for your hard work. A lot of research there, Michael. Jamie's insight there, good stuff. That's good stuff, man. That was good stuff. That was really good. Love y'all. Keep coming.